The new Galaxy Watch 8 is here, so today we're gonna talk about 5 features that might make you wanna upgrade or just pick one up. Now the first up, and probably my personal favorite, is the addition of Google Gemini. Now with the press of this top button up here, when you hold that down, Gemini will come up and you can start speaking to it, or you can do the typical, okay Google, or Google. So for those of you who don't know, Gemini is Google's AI platform. So think your Google Assistant, but like on steroids. So you can ask it all kinds of things, basically even have like a conversation. Let's give it a run. Hey Google, who is MKBHD? Yo, they put his whole government out there. Put the Keith and everything.
I didn't know it was Keith.
You didn't know it was Keith?
No.
Oh, he did the reveal a while ago. But you can basically do that, and then you can say, hey Google, how old is he?
Born on December 3rd, 1993, making him 31 years old.
So you can even ask follow-up questions and it'll intelligently know exactly what you're doing. But you can also ask it more complex things and have it interact with some of the other apps in your phone. So let's try this. When is the next Yankees game? And add it to my calendar, and also text Oscar in Spanish the time of the game and ask him if he would like to join me.
Sure. Message to Oscar saying, Hola Oscar, el próximo juego de los Yankees es el 18 de julio de 2025 a las 7:15 de la noche EDT. ¿Te gustaría acompañarme? Ready to send it?
Oscar, does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
Okay, send it.
Got it. Sending it now.
Now I also saw it open up my calendar. So let me just go ahead and check my phone and see here. All right, and boom, there it goes. Yankees versus the Braves game. 7:15. Not only did it look up the time of the Yankees game, but it added it to my calendar and it translated it to Spanish before we actually sent the message. So you can do quite a lot here, and the whole idea of it feeling like an assistant, we're pretty much there. But I just love the fact that Gemini can interact with the other apps on your phone, like your calendar, messages, that kind of thing. That's a big deal. Now next up is a feature that they added to Samsung Health. So obviously these smartwatches all are very health conscious, but they also have like a ton of sensors, and a sensor that they added here is the ability to check your antioxidant levels, and it can send that information right to your phone. And for those of you who don't know what your antioxidant levels are, basically you're keeping track of your greens intakes, your vegetables, that kind of thing. You need that for a healthy diet. Let's see how I do.
Is that why you've been having salad house this whole week?
Listen, don't put me on blast, man. So within the health app, you can go into Antioxidant Index, get started, and then you can go ahead and hit measure, press the pad with your thumb. All you gotta do is keep pressing the sensor, it'll do its measuring, and I'm low. So you guys can see your boy needs to get a little bit more of the greens in.
Salad house didn't make a dent.
Listen, it's only been like 3 days. And this is cool because this is one of those things that's super easy to overlook. When we were at the product briefings for the new devices, a lot of people were in that low category. So I know I'm not the only one, but it's one of those things that you got to keep an eye on, and you're able to do that here. So that is a cool bonus and feature that they've added here. And I like some of the other features that they added to the overall Samsung Health app. Samsung's actually doing a lot, especially like in the sleep department, where you can have AI help you determine the best time to get to sleep, when to start winding down your body. It'll track your sleep, all of that stuff. They even have the sleep apnea feature that Apple came out with. I'm not crazy about the sleep apnea feature here though. I know I have sleep apnea and I got diagnosed because of the Apple Watch. And I still use my Apple Watch to basically trap whether or not I had good sleep, or if I had those sleep disturbances that sleep apnea will lead to. And I was hoping I could be able to do that here, but once you tell it that you've already been diagnosed, it kind of cuts you off from the feature. I know it's meant to be like a pre-diagnosis feature, but I just want to know if, like, you know, my sleep pap machine was working last night. That's about it. I'd like to see that change maybe come in the future, but the overall health features here are really dope. Now, in the same vein of health and working out, we actually saw another nice upgrade with the Watch 8, and that's dual band GPS. So if you're somebody who likes to go for jogs and runs, you know how important it is to have like a good GPS signal to make sure everything gets tracked correctly. So that is a really great upgrade here, but maybe you're not somebody who likes to work out. You can still use that GPS for something like, hey, navigate to the closest pizza shop. And boom, we've got our little map open over here. And that's cool because it's not just for hikers. Now, another really dope feature, which is kind of low key, but also works with the last one, is they increased the peak brightness of the watch face. So now, instead of having a 2000 nit peak brightness, we have 3000 nits. And why is that special? Because if you're outdoors, that sun is beaming, maybe you're using your watch for a GPS, you're actually gonna be able to see that clear as day. Like, look how bright this is. Like, I love everything about that. So if you're outdoors and you're dealing with a lot of sunlight, it just makes the screen a lot easier to see. Or if you're like yours truly and you tend to use your watch as a flashlight, this makes it really, really convenient by having such a bright screen. For me, this is something I'll always welcome because I tend to use this random feature quite a bit. And last but not least is that we've got an entirely different look. So now, instead of the typical round shape that we had with the Watch 7, we've got this rounded square frame around the circle dial face that we're really used to. But what's cool here is that not only is it like an entirely different look, but it's actually quite a bit thinner. So not only did Samsung make the overall body thinner, but they changed the lugs to what they're calling dynamic lugs, and it actually looks quite different. So when you pop this thing off, when you're taking off the band, of course you just press that, and you can see it's actually really simple to remove and to add a band to the watch. Now, this is special for a few reasons. One, it makes it really easy to swap out your bands. You hear that click, it's actually really satisfying, but it also allows the watch to sit more snugly onto your wrist, making it better at detecting the things that it's measuring through the different sensors that it's using. And that makes sense. With a tighter fit, that means it's going to be able to get closer to the things that it needs to read and measure. So it's basically like a more optimal work environment for the sensors in here, while also making it less bulky. But I am curious about what you guys think of this new design with this frame around it. Let me know with a comment down below, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm actually not mad at this at all. Now, I really want to get my hands on the Classic because that dial, it's finally back. They didn't have it as an option available for the Watch 7, but I think they heard that a lot of people love that physical dial that you can interact with the interface with. I want to get my hands on that one. But let me know what you guys think of the Watch 8. Are the new features and updates something that makes you want to upgrade? Let me know with a comment down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. See how I made it match my pants?
Yeah.
You just noticed?
Yeah, no, I just know.